What is good, YouTube? This is Vortex. I'm back with another RWBY Volume 6 discussion video here, guys. Just wanted to um, specifically use this image as well as just talk about very briefly about Yang, Blake, and Adam, um, and just my initial um, predictions about what possibly could happen in Volume 6 between these three. Um, they're, been rewatching the volumes, like just rewatching the volumes all the way up until we prepare for Volume 1 to drop this weekend. This video is being recorded on Thursday, and it will be out probably like Sunday. I may be pushing out a couple of videos out um, between Saturday and Sunday, but I believe I'll push this one out on Sunday. Um, but yeah, guys, just thinking about stuff, and like I said, just my prediction on what could possibly be, because I wish that I could have gotten I kind of wish that when they did this specific spot here, that the camera would have panned back um, after Adam's image popped up on the window here of the train, because you can only partially see mostly Blake's face, but not the whole thing, because again, the left side of Yang's hair is blocking Blake's right eye there. But at least you can still tell that it's her. But I kind of feel like, guys, that because everything that transpired in when technically a lot of the stuff that we started to see happen with the group happened in Volume 3, as far as the separation, as far as relationships between the group were really starting to to get to a boiling point. And you know also with the fact that Adam's the reason why Yang lost her arm in the third volume. And he's definitely the reason why Blake is still the way that she the person that she is. And I just kind of just sit back, guys, and I think, like, man, like, for what I'm thinking about what's probably going to happen in Volume 6, I said it. I said it. You all, like I said, you all will see my reaction video on my channel here on Saturday, roughly probably like a half hour to an hour after Volume 1 gets pushed out. I mean, Episode 1 gets pushed out. But I feel like Yang and Blake need to have a heart to heart. They really do, because there's still tension there. And you will see it in episode 1 of Volume 6. And I just I feel like they definitely should have a heart to heart, because they were close, up to the point of in volume 3, when Adam showed up and had his running with Blake and Yang very briefly, when he basically chopped her arm off. And I believe that in my prediction for this season, that I believe that all three of them will run into each other. Now there's some speculation too that because of what's happening in episode 1, that the group pretty much get separated again in episode 1. I think that you know that eventually, probably either mid to towards the end of volume 6, that Yang, Blake, and Adam will will finally run into each other. I don't know. I don't. We don't know if it's going to happen at all. My hope is that they do. But my main hope though is that Yang and Blake have a heart to heart. They really need to talk about their feelings and everything that they've been kind of holding back from just from talking, because we've all been there with with family, with friends who we call family, that you get to a point where the relationship that you had, the friendship, the bond that you had, gets to a point like basically like Blake and Yang, where there's tension between you and the other the other person, and you definitely get to a point where you eventually, for the most part, will have a conversation, which for the most part will more than likely turn into an argument. But at least you're both talking, and this is what they need to do. They need to talk and air their grievances, and then deal with Adam. But at the same time, guys, we kind of believe that too, that Adam is right now at a point where he's kind of like broken, because guys, Adam was so hyped up, for basically like 4 volumes, basically, roughly 3 from volume 2 forward, and for him to go down the way that he did at the end of volume 5 last year, we just sat back and just was just like, oh, Adam was one of our favorite bad guys, enemies, and for how he got dropped by Blake, and and Sun too, with the help of Sun, just kind of diminished his character a good bit. The RWBY community is, I know for a fact, or we're still sitting back like, yo, like, Adam, you were hyped up so much, dude, and you sucked at the end of volume 5, like, big time. So I kind of think like he might have a redeeming part in volume 6, but who knows. But again, guys, it has to culminate to these 3 finally meeting officially, and Yang and Blake having a heart to heart, and hopefully Yang and Blake really truly trying to take down Adam. I mean, I know we know that that Blake feels probably a little bit better knowing that she was able to stop and shut down Adam, even though he got away. But I believe that she gained a little bit of peace about about Adam and her relationship with him. It's just he still escaped. So yeah, guys, like I said, guys, I just kind of, my prediction for this is just that these 3 will cross paths in volume 6 again, either the middle or towards the end, and we'll see what happens from there. That's my prediction. Otherwise, the writers will push for them to meet, and hopefully in volume 7, because I'm already expecting volume 7. I'm just, this isn't the end. At least I'm hoping that it's it's going to continue. I'm looking forward. I actually had a conversation with one of my subscribers about RWBY a couple of weeks ago, and I was just we were just talking. It was just like, we both agreed like RWBY should definitely be pushing roughly 15, 16 volumes if we're being honest. Like that's that's what we're thinking should happen as far as the show is concerned. But we will see what transpires. But yeah, guys, that's my thoughts. What do you all think? Do you all think that my prediction is correct? Do you think that do you agree that Yang and Blake should have a conversation, a heart to heart? And what do just let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Let's have a chat, and I will chat with you all on the next upload of more RWBY Volume 6 discussion. Peace, guys.